and JJ. Hit it! It's time for The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, we welcome you in. Glad you're along on a Friday installment. Our Fridays are brought to you by our friends at Big Chief Tire Company with 6 terrific locations in town. Frangie, Carline, and La Selva with you. What a gorgeous day today. Man, oh, man.
Unbelievable. Had to be great at the clinic.
Oh, we had a great clinic, Hayes. Thank you. It was 203 kids. And
wow.
And by the way, I didn't send this video around. So no, we have it's 8-year-olds from Title I schools, right? So schools that, free and reduced lunch, kids typically that haven't been around baseball. So the percentage of kids that come out there, the high percentage of kids that come out there have never played. They don't know if they're right-handed or left-handed, and they're just so they haven't played baseball. They're 8 years old, and now again, if you're in a baseball area, kids just play baseball now, start 4, 5, 6, whatever. But back in the day, they started 8. So anyway, we're out there. You guys will appreciate this story. JJ, you'll appreciate this, and I'll show you the video. So one kid out there from one of the Don Brewer, I think, is a school deep in Arlington. Javi Baez's nephew.
Oh, wow.
You ought to see this swing. I'm not kidding. I almost tweeted it. I said, should I be tweeting a picture of an 8-year-old? I guess it was just a baseball swing.
Maybe we should try to sign him.
Dude, listen to me. Wait till you see this he's 8 years old. He is all our coaches who are college players, college assistant coaches, high school head coaches, their jaws were dropping. Matt Miller, the coach at Mandarin, told me in his 7 years of coming to our clinics, best players ever seen. He's 8 years old.
Wow.
It was really. I'll show you the video. I took a video of him swinging. It's unbelievable. So this 8-year-old kid looks like he's got. I'm not making this up. His swing looks like a pro guy.
Braves could use him next year.
Right now.
Use him this year.
I watched him. So anyway, so it was cool. But anyway, most of the kids have not played and learned to play today, and it was a fun day out at the clinic today. So, but
this is like perfect baseball weather.
Oh my God,
Holy
JJ,
crap.
it was so perfect today, and it was got a little warm for some of them, but it was a gorgeous day out there. So, all right, all kind of things to get to today on the program. We've got a chance, by the way, on our program in a minute or two, right after our first break, to kind of get to know Jacoby Myers. Good job on that, by the way. You tracked him down in the locker room, and what's he like? Tell me about it.
He was great. Obviously, I wanted to be mindful of his time. The Jaguar equipment guys are doing their job and coming up and being like, so Jacoby, on Sunday, do you like this and that and that? And I mean, all this stuff has to be figured out. I mean, he just arrived, and obviously it's a cram course. We expect him to play significantly Sunday against the Texans and have a big role. So I really appreciated Jacoby, giving me a few minutes of his time on a Friday, just to sort of, he met with reporters when he first arrived and talked about the trade and the mechanics of that. But I was interested in just sort of, how's it been since you got here and getting used to the scheme and what do you see from the Texans? So hopefully people enjoy it. But I really enjoyed getting a chance to meet Jacoby.
And it comes out on the day that at least Adam Schefter is reporting that Brian Thomas Jr. is not playing.
Yeah, Liam Cohen made it sound like
same thing.
Yeah, that it's probably not going to be. He's probably not going to be out there. He didn't go so far as to black and white say that.
Yeah.
But his comments led you to believe that once the injury report comes out later this afternoon, that BTJ is probably going to be ruled out.
And I mean, what a wild turn of events on all of this, that all of a sudden 7-8 weeks into your season, or I guess this would be week 9, that the guy that was supposed to be your star of all stars has had a tough start, now isn't available. De'Ami Brown, your free agent, your $10 million free agent signing, at least to this point, hasn't really impacted you very much. And your second overall draft pick, who you thought would be a big help on the offensive side and starting to emerge, got hurt. So all three of those guys, if Brian Thomas Jr. is out, if they make that announcement, Travis Hunter's out. De'Ami Brown is yet to affect. So go trade for a guy who's been a very consistent pro, and all of a sudden might be your most important. And that's not fair to Parker Washington to say that, but you get the point. Your tight end, by the way, who's really good, isn't out. So you might look up, and this brand new guy that you traded for in the midseason might suddenly be the most important receiver to get you to the playoffs. I mean, isn't it crazy the way the world works sometimes like that?
It's a wild league, and there's so many stories like that this year. I mean, so many teams are
there are
just mass attrition. And look, the Jaguars are going to face a team Sunday that's dealing with more than their fair share in Houston. So it's the nature of the league. If you're healthy by this point, count your blessings. I know the Ravens are sort of healthy now, but we know, what they had to endure for the first month of the season. So it's gonna probably eventually get you, and hopefully it just doesn't get worse for the Jaguars. If they can get through the Texans game healthy, not have anything new pop up, then hopefully you start getting Brenton Strange will come back, and then hopefully a lot of these guys,
that's right,
that will miss Sunday will be available for the Chargers. So yeah, you just got to weather the storm, and at least they're playing a team Sunday that is absolutely having to weather probably even a heavier storm because they don't have their quarterback.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. So we'll certainly talk about that, but a crazy start to the season. Also, you'll hear from Foye Oluokun again. Good work on a Friday.
Thanks.
Tracking down some of those guys. Talk some college football. Is there a possibility? Okay, a slight possibility that when Florida, Kentucky, Florida State, and Clemson all play each other at the same time on Saturday night, that by season's end, none of them will have the coach they started the season with?
Absolutely.
It's unlikely for all four, but Kentucky's not.
Yeah.
Florida already doesn't.
Right.
FSU certainly could pull the plug if it goes bad. I think some people think they're going to.
Yeah.
And that leaves Dabo, who's never looked unhappier. Isn't that weird that all four teams that are going to be playing at the same time on Saturday night could finish the season without the coach they started the season with?
Dabo, to me, is the only stunner. Like, if we had said that in August, you could have seen it, because you could have – certainly none of us had a ton of confidence in Billy Napier. We were hopeful that he was ready to turn the page, and that the run last year was, the sign that he had turned the corner, but it wasn't. Norvell was coming off a 2-10 debacle. And Mark Stoops was on a hot seat entering the season. The stunner is Clemson, because Clemson, I mean, they're supposed to be like undefeated and third in the country right now. I mean, they're supposed to be basically thinking about the ACC title game and their seeding, and I mean, they're not supposed to be fighting for bowl eligibility. I mean, that's the one that is just stunning, and that one was hard to see coming. Clemson hadn't been Clemson the last couple of years, but you never thought that they were just going to fall off and have perhaps a losing record.
Yeah, and that one is stunning. Look, it is stunning. And I never loved Cade Klubnik the way some others did. I've told you this before. I only do one college game a year, one every 2 years or whatever, but for whatever it is, the luck of the draw, I've had him twice. I had him in that Georgia Tech game where he came in for DJ Uiagalelei, that his freshman year, his first game as a collegiate. I had him that game, and then I had him in the Gator Bowl a few years ago against Kentucky. So I've never thought he was all that. He's okay, but I've never thought a little undersized, good athlete, good runner. Had the big year last year, 36 touchdowns, 6 picks. But anyway, interesting stuff. All right, we got a lot to talk about. We'll talk some college football later on. I'll talk a little bit about the Gator basketball team. They went easy against UNF. UNF went in there and battled them. And by the way, I'm looking forward to seeing Ryan O'Halloran's story tomorrow. Ryan rode on the bus down there with them and back. Bobby Cannon let him do that to take us kind of behind the scenes a little. Ryan's done some good stuff, some fun stuff as a columnist. He really has, right out of the gate here. So I'm looking forward to seeing that story. So, but UNF went in there and battled. UNF will be okay. We'll talk a little bit about that. JU won easily against an outman team last night. But a thought or two about the Gator basketball team after now watching them twice. I know it's early, so we'll certainly talk some college basketball. We'll start with football, though. Some college football coming up in a bit. But when we come back from the break, I want you to hear from Jacoby Myers. We most of us have never heard him, other than he did a presser the other day. But Hayes caught up with him one-on-one. Also, Foye Oluokun, the leader of the defense. Hayes got him as well. Those interviews are how we'll kick off the program. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
A super defense is like a superior fence. They both protect what you value.
Pass rush, linebacker secondary.
After the game, Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game on 1010XL.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles from Nimnik since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities. And all we're trying to do to help underprivileged kids learn to play baseball. Treating you right, giving back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnik. Visit their showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at NimnikChevy.com. Head to Nimnik today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Their sound-shaped music for generations to come. Toto, live. One special night with hit after hit. March 2nd at St. Augustine Amphitheater. On sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss an evening with Toto, live.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Join us inside Showtime tomorrow for a non-sports card show from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Over 15 vendor tables of selection from Pokemon, Marvel, and other non-sports cards and boxes. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow. It's a non-sports show inside Showtime. Sports cards and collectibles. Update your collection.
You can't go inside your home team's locker room, so Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline goes there for you.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3. Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
When the team heats up and the temps climb high, Sunrise Heating and AC keeps you cool. That's no lie. From kickoff to overtime and every long drive, they'll keep your home feeling fresh and alive. When your system's down, don't sweat the score. Sunrise Heating and AC of North Florida is ready to restore. Fast, honest service from a local crew, keeping Jacksonville fans chill all season through. Your comfort starts here at sunriseheatingandac.com.
Touchdown! This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
Hey folks, Frank Frangie here for Lee and Kate's Glass. Now with the holidays coming, it's time to update that dated-looking bathroom setup and give yourself the gift of a gorgeous new frameless shower with big, sexy glass you spend every morning and night in that bathroom. A new shower enclosure from Lee and Kate's Glass will look fantastic and make your bathroom feel like a luxurious spa. You'll love it. You deserve it. Request the free in-home consultation. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
All right, Frangie, Carline, LaSelva with you. Our picks coming up later on in the show in hour number 2. Pete Prisco in that hour as well. We'll talk some Jaguar football this hour and some college ball as well. Don't want to beat around the bush. Don't want to wait any longer. You know Jacoby Myers is here. You know he's a brand new Jaguar. He's a guy that has been a very steady receiver, including a 1,000-yard season just a year ago. He is a guy that catches the football, strong hands, and is going to fit right in and is going to play right away. You haven't probably heard much from him. Well, you will now. Hayes Carline caught up with a brand new Jaguar earlier today.
Now, remember Newell by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars receiver Jacoby Myers here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to meet you. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great. How's the last 72 hours been for you?
A grind. Trying to get ready for this game. You know what I mean? Got a lot of catching up to do, but I ain't complaining at all. I'm happy to be here. Ready to get to it.
It seems like the buzz is you know all the assignments. It's been amazing. How do you feel like it's gone for you, Jacoby, on the practice field?
It's been cool. I got a lot of help, man. The guys been helping me. Whenever I got an issue, they kind of feed me the play. They help me out as much as they can. The coach has been real helpful. Everybody been cool. So, I mean, I'm enjoying the opportunity. I just want to be ready for Sunday.
How's it been getting back with Edgar Bennett?
Great. Like, that's my guy right there, man. It's good to see him. Good to see him doing well. Happy to be here with him for a minute. So.
As you get into the scheme, how does Liam Cohen's scheme suit your skill set?
I mean, just where they got me aligning. I feel like they put me condensed a lot. It's cool. Like, I like to be there. A lot of ISOs when I need them. You know what I mean? Like, it's great, man. I think they use me well. They move me all over the place, and I'm enjoying it.
Houston obviously has an elite defense. What stands out, Jacoby, about their secondary?
They track the ball well. You know what I mean? Most guys play defense because they can't catch, but those guys can catch. So it's going to be a good challenge going up against them. I'm excited. My first time seeing them. Maybe not first time, but I haven't seen them in a minute, so I'm excited for the opportunity.
How cool is it jumping in, and this is a huge game? I mean, you guys have a chance to take a 3-game lead over Houston.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm new to the division, but any game, honestly, we just want to start off with a bang. I want to start off with a bang personally, but any game in division is big, man. So we're going to go out there and do what we got to do to get it.
How physically have you been able to get caught up on sleep, or are you somebody who luckily doesn't need a lot of sleep? How does that work?
Nah, I don't feel like I need too much, honestly. I got to get these plays down. As long as I'm in shape, we'll figure out the sleep on the Monday, Tuesday. So,
great stuff. Jacoby, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate Jacoby taking some time because obviously he's working late after practice with Trevor and getting up to speed. So he comes into the locker room late. I mean, not late. He's not late, but he comes in after most of the players are already in the locker room. And then the equipment guys are, Jacoby, do you like this on Sunday? How do you want this? And I mean, you can just tell it's just we're not used to being around that.
Just
the logistics of it.
He just got here. That's the whole
point. Making sure that he's as comfortable and has what he needs to perform on Sunday. So I appreciate him carving out a few minutes because obviously it's been incredibly chaotic. But yeah, I mean, he's somebody with almost 5,000 yards receiving at this level, 20 touchdowns, and he turns 29 on Sunday. So hopefully he'll have a happy birthday in Houston and play at a high level.
And I'll tell you, Hayes, here's what makes that game interesting. We talked about this a bit yesterday. The Texans are all messed up offensively. They don't have C.J. Stroud. They haven't had Joe Mixon all year. Their receiving core has been up and down. Nico Collins is very good, but they've had some guys in and out of the lineup. Their offensive line has struggled. The tackles aren't great. It's hard to believe they gave away Laramie Tunsil, who, for all he isn't, is a really good player. So a lot of problems on offense. They don't have any problems on defense. I mean, they are the number one defense in the league, which is hard to be when your offense isn't good because it just is. So, they're the number one scoring defense. They're the number one total defense. They're the number one yards per carry defense. They've got two great pass rushers in Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson. They've got those really good cornerbacks. They're good. Kamari Lassiter, a really good player, by the way. Maybe better than I even thought he would be coming out of Georgia. So they're really good. How does the Jaguar offense fare against that group? That's a big part of this game.
Not well. I mean, I'm not expecting the Jaguar offense to fare well against Houston. It's just, can you win the battle of attrition? Can you, find your way to 17 points, even maybe 16? Gets it done. I mean, honestly, 10 might get it done. But that, I think the big thing for Liam Cohen, Trevor Lawrence in the offense is, and I hate this philosophy normally, but the old cliche of any possession for us that ends in a kick is a good possession. I hate that. But I think in this instance, in this game with what Houston is battling, I think it makes a lot of sense. So I think very conservative. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence has had issues. He wasn't particularly sharp in the first game against Houston. So I think it's run heavy, run some more, stick to the run, and hope that they have the Jaguars have a huge advantage at kicker. because Fairburn is out for the Texans. I think they're going with Matthew Wright, who's got no leg at all. You've got a guy that can hit it from 70. The game is in a dome, so Cam Little's range should be good once they get to midfield. I think that's the difference. I just think that if you're Liam Cohen, the message to the offense is we're going to be physical. We're going to take them not just into the street for a fight, but then we're going to take them into the dumpster for a fight. We're not putting the ball in the air unless we have to. And I think you just hope that you can survive punting 7 or 8 times, hit your field goals, maybe get a touchdown, maybe defensively or the return game gives you a short field, and you get out of there with a 1-point win.
And a part of that is the defense doing its part. The leader of the defense is Foye Oluokun. He knows what this defense is up against. And he knows what a rivalry game this is, and he knows how intense it gets when the Jags play the Texans. Here's Hayes Carline with Foye earlier today.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars middle linebacker Foye Oluokun here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing great. I know you want to look forward. It's Sunday, but going back to a big win over the Raiders, Foye, take us through what was that like on the final play? We saw you celebrating with Devon Hamilton, but what was that like seeing Devon make that play for you guys in a big win?
It was cool. The whole game came out of that last play, so as soon as they went for 2, I'm like, oh, yeah, we can win this game. Let's win this game right here. Devon did a good job pushing the pocket up and then timing his jump, got his hands up, got to the ball. I didn't really see what was happening with the coverage behind, but, yeah, it was very critical bat down. So that was really cool, and I was so happy that we won and all that work that we put in during the week. A little bit of a grimy game, but we came out to get the W, so been focused on improving all that stuff from that game going into the weeks coming forward, but it was good to get back on the winning column.
How much of a lift did that give you guys going into this week?
It was good just to get back in the winning column and understand that the people in this room can win any game that we're a part of. No matter how it looks, let's be a little bit cleaner and stuff, but we got a lot of good talent on the team. Just playing the right way is the name of the game. We always bring good physicality, but when we start clicking on our X's and O's, it looks great. So come out in the winning column, let's build on it and keep winning games. Yeah.
In a monumental division game Sunday in Houston, when from your perspective, when you play a division team for the second time, what are some commonalities that you kind of, key in on?
Yeah, seeing how they respond to what you were successful with the first time. I think maybe kind of just the chess match of the game that might give you a couple of the same things that you were successful. Make sure that you're still hitting it the same way, and then they'll start doing their plays off of it. So just a little bit of the chess match within the game, understanding that they scout themselves as well, and we have to really be on our details because, just because something was successful the first game doesn't mean it's going to be successful the second game. So it's extra detailed and extra mental-oriented throughout this week. And then being able to fly around on Sundays.
With Davis Mills stepping in for C.J. Stroud as he recovers from the concussion, do you anticipate more of quick passes, getting the ball out of his hand fast?
Yeah, I would expect him to run the offense like as if he's been, watching the offense from behind the scenes the whole time, and he understands probably the reads that he needs to make, and then just making the throws and not turning the ball over and stuff. That's kind of how a lot of the quarterbacks who end up coming in off of a short amount of time to prepare end up being successful. They get the ball where it's supposed to go. So I'm kind of expecting that from him, and I'm sure he knows when to take his shots and stuff. He used to be a star in the league, so he's a very able quarterback, not somebody you can take lightly and everything. So being prepared for really just Houston's offense, because if he runs it right, he's going to be wheeling and dealing how it's supposed to be ran, maybe not going off schedule and stuff. So Houston's offense and being detailed in your drops and everything, that's how to be good against in situations like this.
Chubb's had such a great career, but I'm curious about Woody Marks, the rookie. It really seems like he's doing a good job of being a threat in the passing game and doing a good job with the run game. What stands out when you watch the rookie Woody Marks?
Yeah, kind of a little bit like fresh legs. You see a guy with a little bit of burst and a little bit of wiggle and stuff. So, he's a good running back, still learning the game, so only going to get better. Chubb, still very much downhill. Can't give him creases and stuff. He'll keep the chains moving and everything. So I wouldn't say that much of a different style runner, but I would say at the end, not saying 27 not hella or very physical, but 21 just known to be that finishing bruiser that you got to definitely bring the legs for and everything. But 27, same thing, just with maybe a little bit more burst right now.
What kind of lift do you guys get having Devin back?
Good, just the camaraderie and confidence of the team. Be in the right spot, being a playmaker, physical presence that other teams got to account for and stuff. So it's just good. Like you just playing off of him. You know what I'm saying? He's playing with me, I'm playing with him, and that juice and that trust that's going to be there. So it's always fun.
Foye, what's going good for you? What are you pleased about with your game right now?
I'm liking how I'm moving out there. I know I could finish plays better. This point in my career, I've definitely worked on my body a lot to be healthy all the way through this time, my legs anyway. And just the way I'm moving out there has been pretty good. Just finishing plays, keeping my burst to the ball, and trying to be the playmaker when the ball's around. So always stuff I can get better at, and I know I'll get better at through the second half of the year. But good start, and I want to get better and prove that I'm a really good player.
Awesome. Foye Oluokun, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck Sunday.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, Foye's having a nice season. 66 tackles. That leads the Jaguars by 21. He's got a sack. He's got 4 tackles for a loss. He's got a pick. He's got 5 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. So a lot of good things so far from Foye Oluokun, and I would expect it to continue.
And it needs to continue. Look, at some point, you got to not lose to the backup quarterback. I know it's happened a few times with Jake Browning. I know Chad Henne had a good stretch there in the Mahomes injured game. Look, you got to take advantage of this. It's incumbent upon the defense to be good, to be really good on Sunday.
No excuses either, because they've known about Davis Mills since Wednesday. So, I mean, it's one thing. I think sometimes in game the backup can come in and fool you a little bit because you're just not really preparing for that player. So, as disappointing as those results were, Browning and Henne in those games, there's really no excuse here. I mean, these guys have been watching Davis Mills for 3 or 4 days. They should have a very good idea of what he does well and what he doesn't do well, and he doesn't do much well. He's 5-19-1 as a starter, and so yeah, it would be very disappointing if Davis Mills. My guess is it'll look pretty good for him early because they'll script enough things that maybe on the first drive, I think Houston will probably go down and probably kick a field goal, something like that. But it would be disappointing if you get to halftime and Houston's already sitting at 14 or more points. I mean, this is a game that if the Texans score in the 20s, assuming they don't get a defensive or special team score, like there's no excuse for that to happen.
Those 25 starts, by the way, were years ago. In back-to-back seasons, he was the Texans starter.
Right.
And so 21 and 22, he was the Texans starter. They thought he would be their guy, big, tall guy, big, strong-arm guy out of Stanford. So he started 13 games one year, 15 the next, and then cleaned up and then a few more, some other years. But he hasn't been their guy in a while. For a while, there was talk he was going to be like a coach, and he was going to give it up, and they were going to move on from him. And then he hung around as their backup. And when C.J. Stroud got in there and they realized he was the quarterback, they said, okay, he's a pretty good backup. By the way, you're also, and I know you know this too, you're one twisted ankle away from Graham Mertz playing, who's a rookie that's never played. So, I mean, the backup to Davis Mills, I love Graham Mertz. I love watching him at Florida. But this is the guy that's never played, never taken a snap in an NFL game.
Yeah, I think you would welcome that opportunity.
I think you would. I think you would. So, I mean, you're one sprained ankle away from a rookie who's never taken a snap in the NFL. And I'm not sure it took all that many snaps in the preseason. It took some. The Jags the defense needs to step up, Jags, to win the game. Second round. Let's talk some college football after this. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
I'm Holt Harrell. Generations of Harrells have served in the military. We understand the sacrifices that veterans and their families have made. Please join us this Veterans Day in honoring our servicemen and women.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. As we stay committed to the Northeast Florida community, it seems like other law firms want to take over the world. In a world of law factories, choose a law firm with a name you know, a name you trust. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Football season is here, and our hometown team isn't the only one ready to stack up the wins. At Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, you score big every time you shop with us. Thousands of vehicles, no flags, no fumbles, just hassle-free car buying and big wins with lifetime warranties, lifetime oil changes, and lifetime customer service. Plus, our wow pricing lets you celebrate a touchdown of savings. Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi. We're here to wow you.
Pregame Friday, built by Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
Watch football this season in downtown Duval at Pour Tap Room Jacksonville. 2 floors, 15 TVs, a giant projector, 80 self-pour taps of ice-cold craft beer, wine and cocktails, plus a full bar. Wings, burgers, and more, and pizza delivered to your table from Pizza Dynamo. Downtown at Laura and Forsyth. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville. A beer festival every day.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Plan ahead this year and order your home holiday decorating from Kuhn Flowers. They'll take care of all of your Christmas tree setup, lighting, and decorating hassles too. This is High Flying Jacko. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
Pickett here. You know me, I'm a protect the skin kind of guy. That said, it's getting a little cooler and the long sleeves are making their way out. This is absolutely the best time of year to go see my guys, the docs at Beaches Dermatology. Don't wait any longer. It's time. Protect that skin, folks. You know what else it's almost time for? The holidays, coming sooner than we think. Skincare products make great presents for the wife or girlfriend. Knock out a consult and buy your wife a present. Boom! Give them a call today. Online at beachesdermatology.com.
Where is the deepest canyon in the United States?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The deepest canyon in the United States is Hell's Canyon along the Oregon and Idaho border, about 8,000 feet deep at some point.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pet Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPetServices.com.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval Drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for a limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We do thank our friends from Big Chief Tire. Gosh, they do a terrific job. 6 locations in town. The north side, 2 on the west side, the south side, Phillips Highway. And then, of course, the 2 latest additions, Orange Park and most recently Mandarin right there on San Jose Boulevard. Just took my car in there the other day, and they do a fantastic job. So thanks to our friends at Big Chief Tire Company. Frangie and Carline and La Selva with you. The Gators in Kentucky tomorrow night. Is anyone going? I mean,
I can't imagine.
I mean, it's a game that, you know, a lot of times even when you're lousy, if a really renowned team comes in, you go to watch the team. You go to see if the upset, the shock of the world you can shock the world. This is a Kentucky team who's not very good playing a Florida team who's not very good. Florida's already fired their coach. Kentucky's probably firing its coach. They're both 2 schools that, by the way, are very excited about their basketball seasons. I can't imagine there's much juice in legendary Commonwealth Stadium.
There is
right?
some cool bourbon tours you can go to there.
There's no
maybe skip the football game.
Yeah, but
just go for that.
But here's the thing. Most of the Florida people have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you go every year, so and you normally go.
So I don't know how. I'm assuming this is trustworthy. So on ESPN.com, they on the schedule they'll also
prices,
have the ticket prices.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that this is linked in to something that's legitimate. So the tickets as low as $24 for Florida at Kentucky.
$24.
Yeah, to give you an example of other games, Georgia at Mississippi State, tickets as low as $33. Texas A&M, Missouri, tickets as low as $106. Auburn at Vandy, $142. Citadel at Ole Miss, tickets as low as $9.
Well, boy.
Gee, I can't imagine how anyone could think that those two programs are the same.
By the way, the glee you had in reading that, the glee on your face, it emanated from your body. There.
Yeah.
But back to Florida, Kentucky for a second. I'll watch it. I'll be in Houston. I'll watch the game, and I don't know what to expect. And here's the thing: the game means nothing, and the two teams aren't good. I mean, they're certainly not terrible. Florida's not terrible, but and neither team's very fun. There's nothing fun in this game.
I honestly am watching it purely out of obligation.
Right.
That's why I am watching the game Saturday, because I am a Gators fan and I will watch every football game that they play until the day I die. But there is no joy in it. There is only now a sense of I have to do this because it's what I do. That's it. I will take no pleasure in watching it. If they win, whoop-de-doo. If they lose, I'll move on in 30 seconds. I hate it that's what it's become. I'm not apathetic because I will watch it. I will waste my Saturday night watching the Florida Gators play a football game. But I am in no way, shape, or form looking forward to it.
All right, so Florida, Kentucky, and yeah, it's just amazing that it's gotten to that point. Meanwhile, in Death Valley, in one of the two Death Valleys, love that they both call it Death Valley.
Yeah. By the way, Clemson needs to get that. They're not Death Valley.
They need something else.
That's LSU.
Let's rub the rock and be done with it.
Yeah, and that's great. You run down the hill. They've got great traditions.
You got to rock,
but it's not. Come on, Death Valley.
In Death Valley, now people will go to that game because Clemson sells its tickets. So I would imagine those tickets will sell well. But even that game, I do think there's some significance in that game. I think if Clemson, and listen, I don't think Dabo Swinney's, I told Greg McGarity yesterday, I don't think Dabo Swinney's on the hot seat, Hayes. But at the very least, I think Clemson fans annoyed that there was hope in this season and now it's gone. Excuse me. Annoyed with the fact that he kind of called out his fan base. Then he's whining about the officials. I think Clemson fans annoyed with Dabo right now. I mean, fans will turn quickly now. And I think, you know what he doesn't need? Can I give you some wisdom and insight here? He doesn't need Mike Norvell and the Noles, who've now won one ACC game in the last millennium, rolling in there and beating him. You want it to become a real hot seat? Let FSU come in there and beat you. Don't you agree with that?
I do agree with that. Tickets, by the way, as low as $33 for Florida State Clemson. I would imagine in the summer that was probably tickets as low as $250 to get in.
Yeah, and I don't know a lot about how that thing works, but and again, we'll pick the game, so we'll tell you who we think is going to win later on.
The line is continuing to move towards Florida State. Clemson's a 1.5 point favorite.
1.5?
Yeah, according to ESPN. The other thing, too, is Clemson has been just awful at home this year.
Yeah.
They lost to LSU, who didn't end up being any good. They've lost to Syracuse at home. They've lost to Duke at home. In fact, Clemson has not beaten...
They haven't beat a Power 4 team in 6 straight home games.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
The Clemson Tigers.
And that's a tough place to play.
It is a tough place to play.
Have not... I mean, say what you want about the Florida Gators. They did just beat Texas in the Swamp. I mean, Clemson has not won a Power 4 game at home in their last 6 attempts.
And by the way, you're not saying haven't beaten a ranked team. You're not saying haven't beaten a top 5 team. you're saying haven't beaten a Power 4
Yeah,
team.
the only team they beat this year, if you guys will remember the game, they beat Troy 27-16.
And they were losing.
But that,
behind in that
remember, it
game.
was
They
like
were.
16-3 at the half.
I do. Wow.
So Clemson is just falling apart. I mean,
They're not good.
Yeah, if you can't win at home. So he's not going to get fired. But I do think I would not be the least bit surprised if on December 8th at 5 o'clock on a Friday, we're sitting here and all of a sudden Pete Thamel or whoever, tweets it out saying Clemson and Dabo Swinney are parting ways and Dabo Swinney is going to continue his coaching career at a different college next year.
Or I could see him taking a year off.
Yeah. Before,
but he made it sound like he wants to coach.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to
I
the
just
beach.
don't know if there is that landing spot.
I think there'll be a landing spot.
Yeah, well, there clearly will be for Dabo. Now, it might
particularly in this carousel.
You think for like one of the big programs?
No, he's not. He's not going to Florida, LSU, Penn State.
Right. So why would he leave?
But I mean, well, here's what he's not.
To go to like Arkansas?
Yeah, he could land those kind of jobs. I can tell you this: Florida, LSU, and Penn State cannot hire a fired coach. They can't. I don't think they can hire a guy that just got or just left for whatever reason. Before we break, I'm going to ask both of you guys this question: if you were betting your money, or each other's money, just stay away from my money. If you were betting your money, is Mike Norvell without any conditions, without any circumstances, just yes or no, is Mike Norvell the Florida State coach in 2026?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We got a no. We got a yes. I think it's yes. But it's the most tepid yes ever. We'll take a break. Hayes has headlines after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Duval all day. Search 1010XL Jaguars on YouTube.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you'll love new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
OAR, 3 Decades Tour. Saturday, November 14th, 2026, at the St. Augustine Amphitheater, featuring all of the band's career-defining hits and fan favorites, with special guests Gavin DeGraw and KT Tunstall. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss OAR.
Chris Doering brings insider takes and Gator Gold to the drill. We're back. The former Gator joins Dan and Jeff Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on 1010XL. Protected by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What's happening, beautiful people? It's your main man, E to the T here. And cool air, open trails, and that perfect Florida winter sunshine, woo! It's the season to get outside and explore Clay County. From Christmas parades and hometown festivals to holiday markets and local theater shows, holiday magic is lighting up every corner of Clay County. Get outside, get moving, and get active. Come see everything happening this season at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
Football season is all about hanging at home and watching the big ball games. Well, if your AC and heating unit is letting you down and keeping those electric bills sky high, think about getting a new energy-efficient AC unit from Florida Home AC. They've got great deals on replacements plus rebates and incentives to make it more affordable. Call Florida Home AC at 777-4300 and get their expert staff to take a look. Football season is all about fun and playing for the win. Make sure you have the winning team on your side with Florida Home AC.
E to the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Winter and spring registration is already cranking up at I-9 Sports, and if you have kids ages 3 to 17, I-9 Sports is inviting you to get them on the field or in the gym with great sports like girls flag football. Plenty of places to play like Oakley, Fleming Island, UNF, Fletcher, and Creekside. Log on to i9sports.com and see all the sports they have to offer across the First Coast. In Duval, Clay, and St. John's. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Registration open right now for winter and spring sports at i9sports.com.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
We certainly appreciate our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. They will take great care of you. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars going to the Texans on Sunday. So how do you think defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile will try to attack Davis Mills?
Well, certainly you want to get him off his spot a little bit, right? I mean, you got a guy that hasn't been playing, hasn't seen a variety of blitz packaging. So I think my guess would be they'll be as aggressive as they've been. I would guess that. I think the other thing, too, is don't let him beat you over the top. It's less likely a guy that hasn't been playing can suddenly walk into the game and carve you up by going up and down the field methodically. It's more likely that a guy, if you're an NFL quarterback, you got a big arm or you wouldn't be an NFL quarterback. So it's more likely that you get hit over the top because, like Nico Collins made the double move last time he was here, you hit a couple plays like that. So my guess would be nothing over the top and a variety of different blitz packages and make him see a lot. That'd be my guess.
I think it's a good guess. Let's get it to the injury report. It has been released for both clubs. Brian Thomas Jr., Jordan Lewis, Ezra Cleveland, and Hunter Long are out for the Jaguars, but everybody else is fine. No one else carries an injury designation, but obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. is a concern, but Jordan Lewis, I think of the four, that's a really troubling one. He's out with a neck injury.
Well, on a day where you already have Travis Hunter and Eric Murray on IR. So you're adding Jordan Lewis to that list, right? So, I mean, if you think about this, the team you started the season with, all three of those guys, plus Tyson Campbell, it's a whole different secondary. Other than Dewey, it's an entirely different secondary than you began the season with. No, I agree with you. Not having Jordan Lewis is a big one. Look, of all the ones you read, they all matter. I mean, one's a starting left guard. One's, to your point about Jordan Lewis, a very good defensive player. Brian Thomas Jr. is one of the best receivers in the league at least a year ago. And although Hunter Long's not a star, Brenton Strange is already out. You're only going to dress two tight ends. So, yes, there's only four guys out. But given the guys that are already out, Travis Hunter and Eric Murray and the line, Brenton Strange, you add these four to those three, it's a significant injury list. It really is.
Absolutely. Liam Cohen met with reporters earlier today prior to Friday's practice and talked about the possibility of not having Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can obviously still do it within schematically as well, but it hurts. I mean, he can roll, and he rises to playing against these guys. He has in the past and had a huge moment for us in that game last time to seal that victory. So not having him is a big deal for us. And, those guys are going to continue to have to step up again this week and go make some dirty, grimy, contested plays, and that's the kind of game it's going to have to be.
Yeah, I agree with Liam. No matter how disappointed you might be in the way it's gone 8 games in for Brian Thomas Jr., the reality is he's still an explosive player. He made big explosive plays against the Raiders. He made a big explosive play in a big win earlier in the season. He has not had a good season. He would tell you that. We all know that. But that's a big loss. You don't get 6'2", 215-pound receivers that run like him very often. There's just not very many of them in the world. And to not have him is significant. It really is.
The Texans dealing with a lot of attrition themselves. They ruled 7 players out on their injury report. Among those 7, quarterback C.J. Stroud, safety Jalen Petrie, right tackle Titus Howard, and kicker Kiami Fairburn.
Yeah, certainly. They're down a bunch of guys. You said it earlier in the program. They win the award for worst loss because the quarterback's not there. The rest of it trumps anybody else not there. Look, it's going to be a defensive game. Make no mistake, though, it's going to be a war. I mean, this is Houston's season. They're up against it. They will be as desperate a football team as the Jags will play all year long. Both teams beat up a bunch. This is a low scoring. I think the total's 38, somewhere thereabouts, which is for bettors that's a really low number. Yeah. So, look, this is a street fight, man. That's what you got.
Let's get to around the NFL. Denver outlasts Las Vegas 10-7 last night to improve to 8-2. Both teams had more penalties than first downs. It was an ugly game. The Broncos now are the current 1 seed in the AFC, overtaking Indianapolis.
You know, if you think about it, if I'd have told you before the season, the 3 top teams in the American Football Conference well into November, at least a week into November, had been the New England Patriots, the Denver Broncos, and the Indianapolis Colts, you'd have had me committed. That's what the league does. Part of it is the schedule is set up for parity. Teams that weren't as good last year play teams that aren't as good. But think about that. The Patriots, the Colts, and the Broncos are right now, from a record standpoint, 3 best teams in the conference. Who would have figured that?
No one, to your point. Yeah, and Denver, for being 8-2, boy, offensively, they are a mess right now.
But I will tell you, if you want to know coaching, if you want to know how much coaching matters, Sean Payton and Mike Vrabel coach 2 of those teams. And they are really good football coaches. I'll say it again. What in the world the Tennessee Titans were thinking by running off Mike Vrabel? What in the world were they thinking?
Yeah, not smart. By the way, former Florida punter, Jeremy Crawshaw had one of the worst nights I've ever seen a punter have.
It almost looked like he whiffed the one ball.
He almost did. It went off the side of his ankle.
Yeah.
But it was so fitting for the state of Florida football because it was like Florida doesn't have any NFL stars anymore. Right. So, like, the only time you hear Florida mentioned is when it's a kicker or a punter. And so Al Michaels is like, hey, here comes rookie Jeremy Crawshaw out of Florida, shank. And then he promptly shanks his next 3.
Right.
You guys really do have a ton of kickers.
Yeah.
We're kicker you, baby.
Yeah, okay. And we're doggone proud of that, too, okay? So back off in there, will you?
We got a couple, but we don't touch y'all.
Darn proud of that, okay?
Can't do anything else, but we can kick
Don't talk
football.
trash to our kickers.
Exactly.
Even by the way, that was weird to see an NFL punter get the yips like that.
Oh,
I mean, forget where it was a really unusual thing to ever see. It really was.
Absolutely. The Colts, speaking of Indianapolis, the Colts star defensive tackle DeForest Buckner has been placed on injured reserve with a neck injury. He will miss the first Jaguars game. That is among the next 4 that the Colts play. Buckner leads Indianapolis with 20 quarterback pressures. This is a gigantic loss, literally and figuratively, for the Indianapolis Colts.
100%. Of all the things that have gone wrong for the Colts in this stretch of bad seasons where they don't win a division, he hasn't been the problem. He is a good player. He has been good since the day he got there. And DeForest Buckner, in Hayes' point about big, figuratively and literally, that's a 6'7", big, long-armed interior lineman, man. So losing him is a big deal. You're exactly right.
Washington gets good news on Jaden Daniels' elbow injury. Apparently he will not need surgery, and the team is holding off putting him on IR. I still wonder if it's really that optimistic just because of the nature of seeing it. But good news for the Commanders as they try and stay in the fight if Daniels is able to return, within the next few weeks.
Yeah, it's a long way back. It's a long way back for the Commanders. That's another team that had gigantic hopes after last season and has really not had a very good year. I mean, for injuries and the like, but what a tough year for them, for sure.
Let's get to college basketball. Florida beats UNF 104-64 last night in Gainesville. The Gators out-rebounded the Ospreys 64-24.
Yeah, and look, the Gators are big. obviously UNF has got a new coach and they've got to find themselves, and it's going to be a tough year, although they'll be okay in their league, I think. But for Florida is going to out-rebound, out-defend, out-shot block, out-tip most teams. They're really good in the interior. I do wonder if they're going to shoot it. They're once again trying to find shooters. When I watched that game, that's 2 games in a row that, I don't know what they finished from the arc, 6 of 20-something.
They were 6 of 32.
6 of 32 after going 7 of 27. So that's 13 for 50-something, They, I don't know if they'll shoot it well, Hayes. That's the one thing. And it's early. Look, the sample size is 2 games. I get it. But they, at least early on, that's the question I will have, because the other ones I think are the other questions I have answered. That'd be my question.
Absolutely, and we will get you out for the weekend on our musical note of the day. Today, back in 1993, Meatloaf's "I Would Do Anything for Love" hits #1 on the Billboard charts. Meatloaf, born Marvin Lee Aday in Dallas, also won the Grammy for Best Solo Rock Vocal Performance for the song. Meatloaf unfortunately died in 2022 at the age of 74, but this song was the biggest in the world 32 years ago today.
I would say "Bat Out of Hell" is top 7 album.
It's one of the best-selling albums of all time. It has like 100 million copies.
I may
sold.
not go top 5, but as far as the great rock album, it's in the conversation. And this is a great song, by the way.
Yeah.
Well done, as always.
Thank you.
Hour 2's up next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Offense puts people in seats. Points put teams in the playoffs. Who will be this week's Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL? Nailed down by Universal Roofing Contracting.
This holiday season, let Bono's Catering do the cooking so you can enjoy more time with family and friends. Frank Frangie here. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for 75 years. Holiday catering's available with full smoked turkeys, country hams, and all the fixings. Be sure to order online at bonosbarbecue.com or call 904-332-7427. Plus, you could give the gift of Bono's Barbecue. Buy a $25 gift card and get an additional $5 gift card in-store or online. Remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
You'll get your weekly dose of Miami football on the Hurricane Report.
From South Beach to Jax Beach, stay on A1A for the latest from Miami on the Hurricane Report.
Proudly protected by Performance Painting on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Frank Frangie. Business owners, listen up. If your plumbing or AC company keeps giving you the runaround, it's time to cut them loose. Call my friends at Duck Duck Rooter. They already partner with some of the biggest commercial operations in Northeast Florida, like the Jaguars and station operations. Their office team makes invoicing a breeze, and their field techs, top-notch pros. Make the switch today. Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hey, poker fans, catch all the action at Best Bet. There's over $825,000 paid out this month in tournaments and promotions, from table game giveaways on select Fridays and Saturdays to the popular High Hams promotion Monday through Thursday. November kicks off with the World Poker Tour with over $1.5 million in guarantees and wraps up with the 13th annual Turkey Bowl Deep Stack and the St. Augustine Championship. For all the details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Your home is your sanctuary, where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. I love Hello Smooth Med Spa, my go-to for skin health and beauty. Their biggest event of the year is November 19th, National Botox Day. Huge deals, local vendors, and it benefits Make-A-Wish. Don't miss it. Visit HelloSmooth.com for more details.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by USA Park Airport Parking. Gators wide receiver Eugene Wilson has been ruled out for Saturday's game against Kentucky with a lower leg injury. Wilson played a great game against Georgia last week with 121 yards and 1 touchdown. The Gators will be on the road Saturday night for a 7:30 kickoff, with that game airing on 1010XL. It's 77 degrees at 5 o'clock time in Temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
So I saw a stat regarding Florida State's recruiting that I simply could not believe, and I have to share it with you guys. So, Mike Norvell, I am sorry. You should turn down your radio if you're listening. Florida State in the 2026 class, this is according to 24/7 Sports national rankings, the Florida State Seminoles rank 14th in the country with 25 commitments. Florida, the Gators, who fired their coach a month ago, are 13th in the country with 19 commitments. So, Mike Norvell, you were behind your arch rival, despite having 6 more commitments than the Gators, and Florida has not had a coach in place for weeks now. If that doesn't tell you all you need to know about Mike Norvell's recruiting prowess, nothing will. And yes, this rant is inspired by Rick Ballou's brilliant Mike Norvell recruiting tweet yesterday that you're going to have to find for yourself.
I can't read it.
I'm not
allowed to
going to
read it. JJ, am I allowed to read it? Can I read it?
Absolutely.
My friend Rick Ballou, who's you can hear him on our AM right now. He does AM, and we do FM on these Fridays.
No, actually, he's 6 tonight.
Oh yeah,
he's
good.
right after.
Good,
us,
good.
Yeah.
And I'll ask him, Rick, about this. By the way, nobody in this industry's ever made me laugh like Ballou does. He really does. He's funny guy.
Hilarious.
He tweeted this yesterday. Mike Norvell could have $500 stapled. Mike Norvell could have $500 stapled to his forehead in a gentleman's club and could not recruit a stripper. It's one of the greatest lines I've ever seen. And by the way,
coming off the back of 2 decommitments alone yesterday.
Right.
But I mean,
and by the way, that thing's had 1,500 likes.
How can that possibly be that Florida State and Mike Norvell are behind Florida in the recruiting rankings on this site, and they have 6 more commitments in the class than Florida has? How is that possible?
Yeah.
How could you possibly be that bad recruiting. It's stunning to me.
Well, and again, if he loses his job, and at some point he's probably going to.
And we're a month away from signing day now. I'm not talking about.
Right.
I mean, we're not. I mean, this is like a month away.
Yeah.
So we're in the final inning of recruiting for this cycle.
And I'm going to get to a thought about that, by the way. But yes, if Mike Norvell gets fired, and we all assume at some point he's going to, the inability to recruit high schoolers will be why. He had a stay of execution because he did a marvelous job that 1 year going and getting portal guys. And again, say what you want. That year when he had Jordan Travis, Keon Coleman, Johnny Wilson, Trey Benson, Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Raheem
Probably the
Bell.
best portal class ever.
It has to be. I mean,
And will never be touched.
It'll never be. It was probably the best portal class ever, and will never be touched. But I almost wonder if it was so good, it made it even harder to get high school guys because the message is out there now. You're going to go get portal guys. So I almost wonder the portal giveth, the portal taketh away. I almost wonder if that hurt Norvell because now the word's out. There's no point in going there because he's just going to go get a college guy. So it was an incredible class. So that will happen. By the way, speaking of the recruiting signing day coming up, I probably was wrong about something that I will tell you because I've gotten a little bit of information. And I'm not joking. I'm serious about this.
Information. Here we go.
Well, I said on this program, and I said with Dan on the pod and other places, that I thought, and you and I had this talk, I think you agreed with me, but I said, I'm not trying to bring you into my wrongness, by the way, but I said I thought Lane Kiffin would decide between staying at Ole Miss and going to Florida. Okay? I didn't think LSU or any other school would be in play. I think he really cares about and loves Ole Miss. I think he's intrigued with Florida. From the information I have kind of been given, that's probably incorrect. I now believe, LSU is in play.
Great.
And I now believe, I'm more convinced than ever to what your point has been, that regardless of where he goes, he's not staying at Ole Miss. I did not.
Do you take any of the NFL stuff seriously?
No. From what I've
heard, I mean, I've just seen a couple of things online, and I was like, I never even thought of
He's
that.
not going to the NFL.
Yeah, from what I'm being told.
I don't think the NFL wants him.
Right.
From what I'm being told, and I don't do this very often unless I really trust who tells me. I told you about this earlier today. I think this is a very critical week for Lane Kiffin. They have the Citadel. I don't want to get into too many specifics. I don't want to burn a source. But I don't do this very often, and you know that. But I think there's probably been a connection. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a connection this week between Kiffin and LSU and between Kiffin and Florida. Now, I don't know what that means. Does that mean one of the ADs flew to Oxford? I don't know that, and I don't want to misrepresent it. I want to be very clear about this. But I think there's probably somewhere along the line more interest between LSU and Kiffin than I expected. And I think the interest between Florida and Kiffin that I did expect maybe is moving faster than I would have thought.
Is there anything Hayes can do to swing things one way or another?
Well, I will.
But I'm saying
it's really it's great information, and this is me reading the tea leaves. The reporters that covered the Florida UNF basketball game last night, tweeted and said, they unveiled the national title banner.
They dropped the banner.
And Scott Strickland was not there for that ceremony, which is just surprising.
And it's unlike him.
It's unlike him. It'd be unlike any athletic.
Well, that's
director.
right. I agree.
You win a national.
What was the reasoning?
Well, there was no reasoning. So it stands to reason that Strickland was not there because he possibly was doing something for the football search.
And as I told Hayes today, I shared with Hayes the information I had, not knowing that. I didn't see the tweets. I didn't know he wasn't there. I was told when I shared that I hear there's rumblings of contact and communication between Lane Kiffin and both camps, or both camps and Lane Kiffin. I was then told, well, that would make sense because Scott wasn't at the Florida game last night. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Scott Strickland met with, because I don't know that. I don't know who, how, and I'm never going to misrepresent that kind of stuff. I'm going to tell you, but there's been contact. And
this was the perfect week for Lane Kiffin to
and that's what I also
for a
was
couple
told.
Of days.
And let me be very honest. Let me take a step further. Can I take a step further?
Absolutely.
And I'm probably talking a little bit out of turn here, but I'm in now. So right, so I got this from the Kiffin camp, not from the LSU camp or the Florida camp. Okay, I got this from the Kiffin camp, and that's without getting into any details about it. That's what I will tell you. And so. And not from Lane, not from but someone that would know forwarded me information that there's been conversation. I didn't think it was going to happen this early. I thought everybody would stand down on everything. I thought the teams that wanted him, Florida, I was sure did, LSU that I was sure was interested, were interested in him, would have a conversation with Jimmy Sexton, and I think the conversation would be, look, do we all want to agree to let's stand down during this playoff run and nobody talks to anybody until it's all over? That's where I told you that. And to your credit, you thought it might happen faster than that if it's going to happen. And again, I'm not saying anything's happening. I'm not saying anybody's getting hired. I'm telling you, I did not expect any conversation between the LSU or Florida camp and the Kiffin camp until at least the regular season was over. That was my expectation. And now, and I guess your point's a good one, signing day's coming, that at least an initial conversation has been had between the Kiffin camp, somebody in it, and both schools, somebody representing them. So that's what I got for you.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so if you were to guess now, would you say that like his chances of staying there are like way low now?
From what I was told today, there's at least some people in his camp, I want to say this the right way, that think there's no chance he stays.
Wow.
Okay, now there's some people, and again, I don't want to. Well, Frank talked to his family. No, I didn't. I don't want to miss. But I now think there's no chance he stays.
Wow.
Hayes has said that all along. I'll give you Hayes credit for that. I have said it's stay at Ole Miss or go to Florida. I feel differently now about that. How about that? Is that fair?
It is fair, and I think that what you're seeing here, what I think we're seeing, is, and I know nothing. This is me completely reading the tea leaves based on the information that Frank has shared. My reading on this is Jimmy Sexton has said to him, Lane's agent, said to Lane, we need to listen to LSU. I know where your heart is. I know where we all believe this is going to ultimately head, but we need to meet with LSU, even if it's only to make sure we're getting every resource that we can from Florida to give you as much support as we can. Now, I could be wrong, and he may take the LSU job.
That makes sense.
But I don't think he's taking the LSU job. I think his heart is with the Florida job. I think it's the job he's always wanted. And finally, the timelines both align, and Florida finally wants him, which has been the hiccup in previous searches. I think it's his agent saying, Lane, you need to let me do my job. We need to meet with LSU, and we need to see what their offer is and what their support is so that we can make sure that what Florida's package is reflective of that and is competitive with that. And that's why you do it. So, it's a little bit of a leverage thing, but I would be stunned if Lane Kiffin took the LSU job.
We'll take a break. Back to NFL talk. Pete Prisco's next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Setting the field on fire with electrifying plays.
What a play! What a play!
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
Did you have to go Sports Center on me, though?
Listen for the performance painting high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
Craving tacos? Take advantage of the amazing lunch specials at One Night Taco Stand. Get bold flavors and bang for your buck with the Taco Trio. Choose any 3 tacos for just $10.99. If you're looking for a Taco Tuesday special every day, then look no further than One Night Taco Stand. 3 Jacksonville locations: Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold & Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold & Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, Call Harrell & Harrell and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Put the ball in the net with 60 Minutes of Soccer Talk, the Coaches Show presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor. Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at bariorthopedics.com.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On The Frangie Show.
All right, tomorrow it's Showtime. They've got something really cool. A very special non-sports in-store card show. So it's not just sports stuff. Non-sports in-store card show tomorrow. That's from 10 until 3. Features Pokemon, Marvel, Disney cards, and the like. 10 until 3 tomorrow. So if you're not necessarily a sports collector, but you care about Pokemon and Marvel and Disney cards and all the like, from 10 a.m. until 3 tomorrow. That is at Showtime. It's on Phillips Highway at the end of Shad Road. Pete Prisco joins us. Pete, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, guys? How are you?
We are good. But what a weird week we've got here. Big win for the Jags. They found a way to win a game. Now you go and play without Brian Thomas Jr., we found out today. Travis Hunter, we've known. Brenton Strange, we've known. De'Ami Brown's healthy, but he hasn't done much. So you go out and get a receiver from the Raiders who, my guess is, suddenly plays a prominent role Sunday. Boy, just an unusual circumstance for the Jags, isn't it, Pete?
It really is. I mean, but you know what? You look across the league, take a look at the team they're playing this week and look at their injuries. Right. I mean, they don't have their quarterback. They don't have Titus Howard now. Petrie's out with a concussion. Ed Ingram's banged up and might not go. And, I mean, across the board, the whole league, it's a survival test. It's getting more and more that way every year. And Jacksonville's no different. But, look, Myers, they had to do something. They went out and got the guy. He's a pro's pro. He can go over the middle. He's not afraid to go over the middle. He can catch everything thrown his way. He doesn't drop a lot of passes. So, he's going to be featured prominently in the offense this week.
Pete, how good do you think Davis Mills can play for Houston?
I liked him coming out a lot, to be honest with you. I thought he would be a decent, starter, back, lower level starter or backup. And he's capable. He went in last week and made some nice throws against a good Denver defense. So he's capable. They got to protect him, though. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And I know Jacksonville hasn't rushed the passer very well. But if Howard's not there and Ingram's not there, and Ingram surprisingly has been their best offensive lineman, then all of a sudden you have problems, even more problems on that offensive line. So if he's protected, I think he can hit some shots down the field. It's never going to be pretty. It's never going to be a rhythm, but he can make some throws down the field.
Pete, they are, say what you want about them, the season they're having and their offense, they're really good on defense. Those two pass rushers are really good. The cornerbacks are really good. The linebackers play downhill. Is that the kind of game we're getting? Are we looking at, it was 10-7 last night. Are we looking at 17-14 Sunday in Houston? Is that what those your expectations?
I would think so. I would think so. Yeah, I definitely would think so. I think this is one of those games where you got to run the football. And remember, they ran the football in the second half last time against them. They did a nice job with it. So I think they can run the football on them. And ideally, that's what you want to do. You got to be able to run the ball and take, those pass rushers and try to neutralize them a little bit. Because if those guys can pin their ears back and go, you got big problems. And they're really good at looping and stunning. And Jacksonville's had problems with that, throughout the year. So, yeah, I would anticipate a lower scoring game. I would anticipate a lot of running early in the game to try and get keep those guys from pinning their ears back and going.
What does it mean for the Jaguars, Pete, in your opinion, if they win? What does it say about them? And if Houston loses, is their season pretty much over, in your opinion?
Yeah, and you look at their schedule, I think their schedule's brutal the rest of the way. I mean, if they don't win this game, I think this is the death blow for the Texans if they don't win. I really believe that. I mean, the schedule gets really tough, and they've navigated through a bunch of injuries and all year long. But if they don't win this game, I think they're done. And as far as Jaguars' schedule, it's favorable. I mean, you compared to what the Colts have to deal with the second part of the season, you get them. You still got to get them twice. And so I do think this is every bit an opportunity to go in there. If you beat the Texans and you can beat the Chargers next week, I think all of a sudden you look around and you say you're smack dab in the middle of the race. And by the way, at 5-3, if down the stretch they can win 5 more games, which is entirely doable, they're going to be not only in the division race, they're going to be in the race for the wild card. So I think it's highly possible. Even though they didn't look good last week, it wasn't a pretty game. It was ugly, as a matter of fact. But when you look at what the Raiders did last night, maybe that wasn't as bad a performance as we thought it was.
Here's the other thing, too. Let me get your thoughts on this. The Texans have been around for 20-plus, however many years, 24, 25 years. The Jags have only swept them 2 times. This will be the 3rd time they ever swept them. And the Texans have dominated the Jags. They've won 12 of the last 15. I get the sense, and maybe I'm reaching here, Pete, but if you sweep the Texans in this first year of the new regime, and you've gotten to 6-3, and you've played a hard schedule, boy, I think there's some confidence that will come out of this. Not just where you stand mathematically in the standings, but I think there's you could gain some juice by winning this game. Do you feel that way too?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think there's any question about this. This is the kind of game, if you go in there and win, and I know they're playing with the backup quarterback, but you still go into their place against that defense. You go in there and win. It gives you the confidence, and then you go play the Chargers, and they're banged up on the offensive line. I mean, you lose your 2 top tackles, and you can go get them the following week. So, yeah, I do. I think they can build on it if they can get it done. I mean, it's not going to be easy. You can't make those dumb mistakes. I mean, Trevor Lawrence's mistake on the goal line was awful last week, and he can't have that. You gotta minimize those. You're not gonna win games like this.
DeForest Buckner going on IR for the Colts. What kind of a blow is that for Indianapolis's defense?
Big. I mean, the guy's a force in the middle of that defense. He's good against the run. He can push the pocket. when he rushes the passer. Everybody's looking for a guy like that on defense. He's what Armstead isn't. I mean, to be honest about it, I mean, they both played on the 49ers defense back in the day, and Buckner's much better, and that shows up. So not having him for a length of time, and it's 4 weeks supposedly, but you know what? That's a neck injury. You never know with that. So yeah, that's a damning blow to them, and that's a team, by the way, that showed a little desperation at the trade deadline. You go give up 2 ones for Sauce Gardner. I mean, that tells you they're all in large part because they haven't won the damn division since Andrew Luck was there. I mean, each team in the division has won it twice since the Colts have won it. And I think Chris Ballard's feeling the heat, so he made the move because he knows he has to get into the postseason to probably save his job.
What did you think of the whole deadline? You certainly told us what you think of the Colts, but all of it, Quinnen Williams moving and all the stuff the Cowboys did. And, I mean, it felt like baseball this time, didn't it? It felt like, I mean, usually the trade deadline in football is kind of boring. What did you think overall? Winners, losers, the whole bit. What stood out to you?
I think this is going to be the way it goes from now on out, because if you're not a team that can compete, and there aren't many of them, you're gonna probably have a fire sale. But if they're a team that's on the cusp of competing, you go get guys because you think all of a sudden I'm there. And Jacksonville's a perfect example. If they had one victory, they would have made a move to go get Myers. But now that you look at it and you go, okay, well they're in the mix, so why not go make the move? So I think that's where we are. And teams know that, and there's also the desperation of the staffs and the front offices. You got to win quicker now than you ever used to have to win. So I think that's all in play, and that's why I think this is going to be more of a trend than not going forward.
Pete, looking at next week's opponent for the Jaguars, the LA Chargers, they lose Joe Alt. Obviously, Slater has been out all year. He got injured in camp, but we've seen the Chargers without Alt. And it's a horror show. How will LA keep Justin Herbert healthy now?
That's a good question. And the other part of that is the ideal way to keep him healthy is to have a run game to kind of take the pressure off of him, and they have not. I mean, that's the Jim Harbaugh, Greg Roman way, and they haven't run the ball. Hampton got hurt. They haven't really, other than when they play Miami, but everybody runs on Miami, they haven't run the football well enough. So I think that's something to keep an eye on going forward. And defensively, they've had lapses, and particularly in the secondary. So they're one of those teams you look at them and you go, yeah, they look good at moments, but how good are they? And they have to start getting it going a little bit.
Pete, if I told you before the season that the 3 teams that would be dominating or close to dominating the AFC were the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Colts, you told me I lost my mind. What has caused this, and which of those teams will the clock strike midnight the soonest?
Well, I mean, Denver might be the worst 8-2 team I've ever seen in terms of offensive football.
Right.
I mean, they're really good on defense. We know that, but my gosh, they're bad on offense. I mean, they can't really run it that well. Bo Nix looks lost. Even Sean Payton can't get out of his own way calling bad plays in certain situations, like the 3rd and 1 of last night. That was terrible when he threw that reverse pass. And so I think when you look at it, I think they're kind of an 8-2 team that's going to be in the playoffs, but are they any good? New England has feasted on a bad schedule. I think that's helped them a great deal. But they'll have a prove-it game this week at Tampa. And then, who's the other? Oh, the Colts. I mean, they've also feasted on a bad schedule. So we'll know more about them in the next, 4 or 5 weeks. They play, Atlanta's not great, but that's not going to be an easy game on the road. And then they also have Kansas City coming up. So we'll know more about them in the coming weeks, too.
Who do you like in the New England at Tampa Bay game?
The Bucks. If they get Gedeke back this week, which I think they will at right tackle, that solidifies an offensive line that hasn't been up to snuff this year. And once they haven't had their guys all year. And once they get that group healthy, I think Baker's going to be even better. They can run the ball. Bucky Irvin's still not back, but they have enough around Baker that they can still make plays down the field. So I like Tampa this week. I think that team's good. I think people have underestimated Tampa. They've kind of gone through a bunch of injuries like everybody else has, but they've found themselves coming off this bye. I think they have a good situation to beat the Patriots.
Defensive-minded game in Houston. Pete, who wins, Jags or Texans?
I think Jacksonville wins that game. Initially, if Stroud had played, I probably would have picked the Texans, but I think that's a game Jacksonville needs to go in there, run the ball, keep the score down, and find a way to win that game. And don't allow those pass rushers to turn you over in the short fields for easy touchdowns.
Pete Prisco checking in from CBSSports.com, brought to you by Showtime Sports Cars and Collectibles. Pete, thanks, buddy. Have a good weekend.
All right, guys, take care.
Pete Prisco talking NFL with us. Picks time, are you ready?
Absolutely.
I ask you every week, you ready this time?
I have stunk all year, but I am ready to make some bad predictions.
Picks are coming up. Stay with us on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Wherever you go, we go. Those are the rules. I didn't make them up. Download the 1010XL and XL 92.5 FM apps for free on Apple and Android devices to listen anywhere in the world.
Maybe the key to the whole plan. Get it? Got it. Good.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple of years ago. Went smooth as silk. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden Eye & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like EVO implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, JohnAutomotiveJacks.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Looking for your new favorite hangout this football season? Try Voodoo Brewing Company in the heart of San Marco. Locally owned and community focused, Voodoo Brewing serves up award-winning beers, scratch-made upscale pub fare, and laid-back vibes where everyone's welcome. For live music, trivia nights, and all the football action this season, make Voodoo Brewing Company Jacksonville your new favorite spot on San Marco Square.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, they'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family owned and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner with honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 877-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Hey, 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Now the cool down.
with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jax cool since 87.
All right, today in the program, you heard from two Jaguars, including the newest Jaguar, Jacoby Myers. That was a subject of Hayes' first one-on-one. And, of course, Foye Oluokun, the terrific middle linebacker. Also, Hayes caught up with both of them, as he often does, in the Jaguar locker room. We talked about the Jags, the significance of this game against the Texans. What a big, big game and what a big opportunity, and it'll come against the backup quarterback for Houston. We talked Florida, Kentucky, and Florida State, Clemson. And really, the story of those two games is they just don't seem to have much juice. What a change over many, many years. We talked about that, a little bit about Florida basketball and about the Florida coaching situation, what will or won't happen with regard to Lane Kiffin as the Gators apparently pursue him. That is the cool down. Now, let's do picks right now.
Time for the Frangie Show Picks of the Week. Brought to you by Ricketts Electric, Jacksonville's Power Connection. The Ricketts Picks start now.
Yeah, 904-320-5960. Zach Ricketts is out doing some more work at the Bregan Baseball Complex for us. We keep those guys busy, and he does a wonderful job. The best electricians in town, if you need it, commercial or residential, 904-320-5960.
Zach texted me yesterday. We were talking about Florida, Kentucky, the football game, and he said, "I like Kentucky 9-6."
Is that what he said? Yeah. And by the way, Jesse, I owe a text too, so that's awesome. All right, here we go. Last week, yet another tough week. Actually, a pretty good week for Hayes Carlin. He was 4-4. I don't think you've had a winning record yet.
I don't think I've had a winning record in my life.
Yeah, but I was 5-3, 8 total points, because I had a couple game picker-uppers and a money ball. Hayes Carlin, he hails from the bowl schools, 4-4, 7 total points. You had a bunch of game picker-uppers. J.J. LaSelva for North Central Ocala, 3-5, 4 total points, so 8-7-4. Worst week you've had in a while, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't have many.
God
bad.
bless Devon Hamilton.
Yeah, you don't have many.
Been a lot worse.
You don't have many bad ones though. So here's how it stands. JJ's 44-28, 56 total points. I'm 41-31, 49 total points. I'm chasing him. It's a long way back.
It's close. It's close.
Hayes Carlin
Kinda close.
is 30-42, 43 total points, so 56, 49, 43. Hayes has 9 game picker-uppers, so he leads the pack there. JJ 6, I've got 5. In money balls, JJ 6-2, I'm 5-3. Hayes is 4-4, 56, 49, 43. Here we go. Hayes, you're first. Oh, no, I take it back. JJ has to go first now for the rest of the season. Guy in first always goes first. So we can take a shot at you. Texas A&M and Missouri. At Missouri, JJ.
Backup quarterback for Mizzou. I'm going with the Aggies.
A&M. Hayes Carlin.
I'm going to go with Missouri here. Why, I have no idea.
I'm going to take A&M. I'm going to come with JJ on this one. Game picker-upper opportunity, yet another one for Hayes Carlin. LSU at Alabama, JJ.
I actually think LSU is going to play pretty well in this one and keep it marginally close, but at the end of the day, I like Bama to win.
Taking Bama as well, Hayes?
Why not? I'll take LSU. I'm down big.
That is tremendous.
Gotta start making some moves here.
This is the biggest spread I can remember in that game. It's
What
like
is it,
10
like
and a half
11?
or- yeah.
Clemson at home against Florida State. JJ.
We just talked about how Clemson is completely inept at home, but I'm going to go with the Tigers. I think they'll pull this one out. I think Dabo with his anti-ref rant got everyone riled up. I'm going to go with Clemson.
Hayes? That might be might be the most uncomfortable moment I've had in my radio career.
I could dump that if you want me to.
I'm going to take Clemson. I got to go against JJ at some point. Florida, Kentucky. Who you like?
I like UF.
Lou, you like Florida?
Even with the injuries. Mizell and Brown are back.
Okay, so you're going to take
I'm
Florida.
going with UF.
All right, I got to go against you at some point. I'll take the Kentucky Wildcats at home. Hayes Carline.
I like the Mighty Gators.
Okay.
Doring's got a touchdown in Lexington, Kentucky.
All right, I've got a chance to get a game picker-upper there. So there you go. I got to go against them at some point. Now to the National Football League.
Ooh, a lot of good games in the NFL.
Yeah, JJ, the Patriots are in Tampa Bay. They're going to play that one at Raymond James Stadium, I'm told. Patriots at Bucks.
I think the Red Hot Patriots lose in Tampa. I'm going with the Bucks.
I like the Bucks too. I want to go against you, but I'm confident in that one. Hayes.
I like Drake May in this one. I think the Patriots win a shootout.
Chargers.
Imagine if they do win that game, by the way. Like, the face of the AFC is now the Pats.
Yeah, if you're Jaguars, by the way, you're pulling for Tampa.
Yeah.
Chargers at home against the Steelers, JJ.
Man, missing a couple tackles. I'm going to go with the Steelers. No. I'm going with the home team. I'm going with the Chargers. And it won't be much of a home game. I know it'll be packed with Steelers fans, but I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Hayes Carline.
I'm going to go with the Steelers here. I thought they played well against Indianapolis last week in getting the upset. And I really do think the Chargers are, I think Herbert's great, but I just don't think they have any chance of protecting them. So give me the Steelers on the road.
I'm coming with JJ and the Chargers. Packers at home against the Eagles, JJ.
Eagles.
All right. I will go the other way. I will take the Packers.
Nice.
I'll take the Packers at home.
I can't get that loss last week out of my mind. Who'd they lose to? They lost to the Browns and the Panthers this year?
That's right, yeah, the Panthers.
Packers at home for me. I got to go against them some. Hayes Carline.
I'm going to give you the game picker upper here, Frank, because I like the Eagles. They're coming off a bye, and the Packers don't have Tucker Kraft. He's torn his ACL, so I think a refreshed Philly finds its groove and goes into Lambeau and gets the win.
All right, and finally, at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. The Jags on the road to play the Houston Texans. JJ LaSelva, what say you?
I'm going with the Jags. Backup quarterback in. I feel pretty confident about a win for Jacksonville.
Hayes Carline.
I'm going to go the other way just because I'm down. I do think it's kind of a coin flip game. I'll just take Houston at home with that elite defense. I'll say they're able to win a 10-9 kind of game.
I think the Jags get them. I think the good guys go on the road and get them. I'm coming with JJ here. So here's the way the picks look. Hayes likes Missouri at home. JJ and I both like A&M on the road. Hayes likes LSU on the road. JJ and I both like Bama at home. Hayes likes his favorite Seminoles. That was a phenomenal war chant. On the road at Clemson. JJ and I think the Tigers are going to rub the rock and win the game. Hayes and JJ both like the Gators on the road somehow.
Chomp, chomp.
I think Kentucky wins that one at home. So I got my game picker-upper there. Hayes likes the Patriots. JJ and I both like the Bucks. Hayes likes the Steelers. JJ and I both like the Chargers. I've got the game picker-upper. Packers, I think, win at home. You guys both like the Eagles on the road. Hayes thinks the Texans win at home. JJ and I are both taking the Jaguars. One more time. Our records are this. JJ 44-28, 56 total points. I'm 41-31, 49 total points. Hayes Carline, 30-42, 43 total points. Back to wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Looking at the latest Heisman Trophy odds in college football, Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin is plus 150 to take home the honor in New York City, while Fernando Mendoza of the unbeaten Indiana Hoosiers plus 230. Ty Simpson, quarterback at Alabama, is plus 430 to win the Heisman Trophy. Marcel Reed, who guides Texas A&M, is at plus 650. Georgia quarterback Gunnar Stockton, he's plus 3,000 to win the Heisman. Ohio State wide receiver Jeremiah Smith is also plus 3,000. The Heisman will be awarded in New York City on December 13th.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, KeysOfProgress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Hun, look in the backyard. Is that oil coming out of the ground?
What? Oil?
Yeah, we've struck it rich.
When was the last time we had our septic tank pumped?
Ooh, crap. That's not oil.
Exactly.
Is it time to pump out your septic tank? Call Duck Duck Rooter. Their professional septic service removes sludge that can cause costly emergencies. Don't delay. Call Duck Duck Rooter today.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is RJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They do it all.
I'm Holt Harrell. Generations of Harrells have served in the military. We understand the sacrifices that veterans and their families have made. Please join us this Veterans Day in honoring our servicemen and women. I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. As we stay committed to the Northeast Florida community, it seems like other law firms want to take over the world. In a world of law factories, choose a law firm with a name you know, a name you trust. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Here's hoping for a raise the roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
This Veterans Day, Navy Mutual would like to salute Rocky Marciano as our hero in sports. Representing the Army, Marciano won the 1946 Amateur Armed Forces Boxing Tournament. Marciano also compiled a 49-0 record with 43 knockouts.
This football season, make Hurricane Grill and Wings your game day getaway. Sip on handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita or enjoy an ice-cold Bud Light. Game day drink specials are here all season. Find a location near you at hurricanewings.com.
Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Hi folks, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush and call Zero Res. 3 rooms to carpet clean starting at just $149 and a 4th room free with a canned food donation. Plus $75 off air ducts as well. Book online anytime at ZeroResJacksonville.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We thank our friends from Big Chief Tire. Locations all over the First Coast. 6 of them in all. Mandarin, most recently, Orange Park a year ago. And boy, they've had those other 4 for a while. 2 on the west side, the north side, and the south side. Great job they do. I'm telling you, man, if you, they're so nice over there. They do such a great job. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and of course those great tires. Nobody does a better. That's why I trust them. Nobody does a better job. They've done it for over 60 years. That means they care about the city. They care about the Jags. I promise you that. They're big Jags fans. My friend Reed Parman and all the folks over there love them some Jags. I can guarantee you that. And they just do a fantastic job. So we thank our friends at Big Chief Tire Company. Frangie and Carline, as we wind down here, Rick Blue stops by to say hello in a minute. Florida-Kentucky game is going to be interesting. I don't know that I really think Kentucky's going to beat them. My guess would be if I was betting my money, Florida's probably going to win that game just because I think they've got significantly better players. Went against them here because I'm trying to catch La Selva in there. Yeah. But I would think, my guess is after watching last week against Georgia, Florida's probably going to play pretty well. They're probably, the pressure's all off, right? All the pressure's off. That's why one of the reasons they played so well against Georgia. All the pressure's off. You agree?
I do agree, and I do think they match up well against Kentucky, and I don't think it's going to be a raucous crowd by any stretch. So, yeah, I don't think Florida's losing out. and obviously this is the easiest game they have left. They go to Ole Miss.
Might be the only. Well, they got FSU, but I mean,
and then
might
they
lose the
host
next
Tennessee and Florida State. So I don't see them losing out. So because of that, I do think they beat Kentucky. And it doesn't seem like Kentucky is really all that engaged. They haven't fired Mark Stoops yet, but sometimes that, to your point, sometimes that can even be a hindrance if the players are really pressing or just sort of checked out. So I mean, it's obviously it's not high confidence, but I would expect Florida will run the ball well enough to get a win.
The meanwhile, FSU Clemson, it's a very. I never bought into Clemson the way everybody else did to start the season, but I never expected this.
Right.
It really does feel like maybe for the first time in the Dabo Swinney era, they've checked out on him. Now that hasn't happened very often. In fairness to him, they play hard for him, but some of the games they've lost, some of the ways they've lost. I mean, Duke had them 28-7 or something like that at one point, right? So, who knows?
They lost to Syracuse,
right?
Yeah.
Who knows what to think of that game? I mean, who knows? I mean, Florida State really scrambling. Look, Florida State won 42-7 last week. If Florida State goes up there and wins by a couple touchdowns, could you make the argument that they finally found something? You never know. I mean, Clemson's not great, but again, you can only beat the teams you play. At least you think if Florida State won, they played really well against Wake. They really did. They go up there and play well and win again. Then at least maybe down the stretch they come. Now they play at NC State, at Florida, but maybe you feel like they found a little something.
I would say this: if coming off a 2-10 season, if Florida State is able to say, "Well, look, we beat Alabama and Clemson," those are two. No matter what Clemson is this year,
I agree with that.
That's still two real. I mean, the Alabama win is one of the best wins anyone's had in the country this year.
Might be the best.
It might be the
outside
best
of Indiana beating Oregon.
It's a great win.
So and then to add beating a rival in Clemson in their house, then yeah, it starts to. Then I think it's a little easier if you're a Florida State fan to say to kind of lean towards where Alford's trying to take them with. Look, yes, we've lost 4 games, but they were all razor thin margins. Our record could easily be much better than what it is, but you need to win. And at Clemson,
well, if you win,
to me, before that is a legitimate point to make.
But if they beat Clemson, whether it's unlikely or not, 8-4 is on the table,
right?
Because Virginia Tech's not any good,
correct?
So you're going to be 6-4, you would think, and then you play at NC State and at Florida. Neither one of them are great shakes, and you could lose both of them,
right?
But you could win both of them.
Worst case scenario, you're a 1.5 to 3 point underdog in both those games.
Yeah,
I would
most,
imagine,
I would
and maybe favored.
All right, Rick Ballou joins us now. Let's say hello.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Greatest tweet ever. It's the greatest tweet ever. Just the greatest tweet ever. I don't need to expound on that. It's the greatest tweet ever. God bless. God bless you, your soul, your family, your golf hat.
Family's really proud of that tweet. Yeah.
How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. I mean, it's a phenomenal weekend. It really is. I mean, so much. You can really flip a lot of coins here. You look at Florida State, and the Jags. I actually think the easiest one out of the 3 is Jacksonville. I think they're going into Houston and winning.
I do too. I think. And listen, you go win that game, and all of a sudden you feel okay.
Yeah.
You're 6-3. Yeah. You've kind of put the defending champion out of their misery for the most part. And what kind of game do you think? Low score. We were all talking low scoring. Is that kind of where we're at?
Yeah, and I thought that was the case last week. It was 6-3 at half.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden everything opened up in the second half. But both these teams are really, challenged as of late offensively. You look at Houston; they're 31st on third downs, 32nd in red zone, and I know they only average 1 less point a game than the Jaguars do. But 7 guys are out, including 6 starters, and to me, it's really simple. Okay. It's Trevor Lawrence against Davis Mills.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence has to win this game. I know I haven't swept it since 2017, but I really believe that is going to be the case. And I think it is going to be an incredibly low-scoring game. I mean, it could be first 1-17 in this one.
All coming up tonight?
Yeah, I caught up with Devin Lloyd in the locker room, caught up with Parker Washington. Tim Brando joins us from the campus of UCLA. So all that coming up.
All right. Good show as always. Rick Ballou goes into the night. That comes up right now. Folks, have a great weekend. I am headed to Houston
Have a
tomorrow.
great trip.
Thank you, buddy. We appreciate that. I'll talk to you on Sunday morning on the kickoff show.
Yeah, sounds good.
And good luck to all your teams. We're out of here. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.